The elderytch mysteries are some of the craziest interactions in Gods Unchained, and today we're going to be checking out if the Avatar of Magic one-hit KO combo is going to be enough to shake things up in the meta. Let's immediately dive in. The elderytch mysteries is a new mechanic introduced with the Dread Awakening expansion that very simply put is like ramping up. The more you uncover elderytch mysteries throughout the match, the stronger the spell options you are offered, and if you manage to get it all the way up to the legendary tier, you have the chance to summon 9 mana creature, the Avatar of Magic, and pull off an insane one-hit KO combo. So today I built a deck around this new mechanic, and I have already had some decent success against decks in the meta. So let's immediately try it out in the Mythic rank and determine if this deck can stand up against the strongest nature and death decks that currently dominate the ladder. We're playing against the death domain in this match, and I am obviously going to start with Irina. To immediately change my god power, I am even going to throw down my Cosmic Witness to uncover my first elderytch mysteries, and in most cases, especially since we're playing against the death domain, I am going to get Mortal Rise, because that is going to help us summon a lab specimen with bleeds just for 1 mana. Yep, and my opponent is already taking control of the board. Oh, but the Elderytch Blast is even better right now. We are going to destroy this creature and then uncover another Elderytch Mysteries, and guys, in this instance, I am going to go to the next tier, Dangerous Ritual for my opponent. Okay, that's not a very strong turn, actually, which means that I can play my Spire Chronicler immediately. This is another very strong creature. We really want this to survive, and then I can even play my Dimension Door to draw a card, and that's going to give me a Safeguard Incantation, and you know what, I'm even going to throw that down immediately to draw a card. Yep, not looking too bad. We also have the Ascended Astrologer in my hand, and every time we play a mystery, so basically this card, we're going to be reducing the cost of this creature. So far it's looking really good for us, I think. Let me immediately attack with my Spire Chronicler to uncover another mystery, and I am definitely getting the Divine Birth here, since for 3 mana we can summon a 7 mana cost creature, and that is going to come very handy once we see our legendary Elderytch mystery. And I think I might even make a tempo play here. Let me immediately throw you down on the board to clear this creature, and let's continue dealing damage to our opponent. Oh, that's a Zaskia. That's very, very strong. But we can clear that very, very easily also. Let me first attack with my Spire Chronicler here, guys. Let me immediately move to the next tier of Elderytch Mysteries. Then I can play Eye of the Dark, in all honesty. Let's throw Perseverance out of the way for my opponent, along with Bad Luck. And then I'm going to get my Leyline Flow here to refresh 2 mana and also unlock 2 mana locks. That's going to be very useful as well. And I think I'm going to go for the greedy play here. I'm going to attack Glean, and then I'm going to play my Elderytch Blast as well to uncover another Elderytch mystery. And now, guys, we're heading straight to the legendary mark. Since I have another extra mana, let me throw the Lootable Corpse down on the board and end my turn. That's a Burial Wyrm for my opponent. They are going to shuffle some Dread into our deck, but that's kind of okay. Blight Bomb. Wow. Guys, this is going to be so beautiful, what is about to happen. I am going to immediately attack with my Spire Chronicler, and that is going to give me the Elderytch Sacrifice. As soon as I attack with you, I can play Divine Birth on this to draw a card as well. And since we now have a 7 mana cost creature on the board, I can play my Elderytch Sacrifice here onto this. And now we have an Avatar of Magic just for 2 mana. On the next turn, I think that we can basically win the game. And I can even throw down my Leyline Flow onto this to unlock 2 mana locks and also reduce the cost of the Ascended Astrologer. And guys, we are basically winning the game no matter what my opponent is going to play. I don't think that for 6 mana my opponent can ever deal 24 damage to me. With this state of the board, Untold Greed for my opponent, they are looking for options, but I already know that this game is ours. And for some extra style points, I'm going to throw my Avatar of Magic down on the board. I am going to follow up with you, the Mortal Rise. That's going to give me a beam, and every beam that I play now is going to be dealing 5 damage to my opponent to make for an insane game-winning combo. Let's get those rats out of the way, and just like that, guys, we just won the game against one of the meta decks right now in the Death Dragons. This deck can be so amazing when it works. Let's immediately try it out in another game. This time we're playing against the Death Domain again. My opponent is going to start with a Brood Parasite immediately, so let me just play my Irina. And then I think I'm going to throw you down on the board as well. Let's start ramping up. Less bind for my opponent, okay. That's going to give them 2 cards. Let me immediately play Student of Scales to level up my Elderytch Mysteries and deal 2 damage to my opponent this turn. Oh, what? What a weird interaction, okay. I think I can use my God Power this turn. Actually, let me start with Dimension Door. I don't really want Shaped Blast at the moment. Spire Chronicler is so much better. Let me immediately throw you down on the board, and let's continue dealing damage to our opponent. My opponent is going to use their rally to throw a Rock Drake down on their Void. And a Sacrifice, okay, that's an interesting one. We have a very strong turn, however. Let me immediately play Mortal Rise onto my Irina. That's going to summon a Lab Specimen. As soon as I attack with Spire Chronicler, we are going to get the Divine Birth, and I am also going to play that immediately onto you to maintain tempo on the board and actually summon a Gigamonte. Wow. And my opponent now needs to find an answer to my board, just for 5 mana. Let's see how they're going to play this. That's a Rock Drake, that's a Fleshbind, okay. But only 2 mana left for my opponent. That's going to be it? Wow. Let me immediately attack with you, and I'm going face here, always. Let's go to the next tier of elderytch Mysteries. I think I'm going to start with Dimension Door here. Oh, that's a very good draw for me. That's going to immediately unlock a mana lock, and also get an epic tier elderytch Mysteries. And I think Leyline Flow makes the most sense right now. And I kind of think I want to attack this dragon. Let's immediately deal 4 more damage to my opponent. Let me also play my Safeguard Incantation to draw a card. My opponent is probably going to put my creatures to sleep now, but this one has ward, so how are you getting rid of that? Oh, you have another one. Okay, I guess that works. We have another Spire Chronicler, that's really cool, but let me actually use my God Power. Oh, we are definitely playing Forbidden Knowledge again. And guys, we are finally at the final tier of elderytch Mysteries, and I think I'm just going to end my turn. What? What did my opponent just play? What is that card? Hello? How are we losing this game with... Yep, we just won the game! Just like that. My opponent played a very weird Rock Drakes deck, but it wasn't enough for them to win. So yeah, we'll take that. This time we're playing against the Magic Domain. If this is an Atlantean deck, we are going to hurt a little bit, I think. And it looks like this is going to be the case. Our starting hand is not the best, so how do we play this? I can throw my Irina down immediately, but that's going to be a very weak turn for us. So instead, let me just start with my elderytch Blast to immediately clear that creature. Let's get a Mortal Rise. You know what? I am going to uncover another elderytch Mystery immediately. Let's go to the next tier of elderytch Mysteries and also unlock a mana lock. That's another strong Atlantean, but wait, not the end of the world, because we can clear one of those. With my Crystal Curator, let's do that. And I think that's going to be it. Yeah. This is a very difficult matchup. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're going to hurt now a little bit. Let me start with you, actually. I think the Divine Birth makes a lot of sense here. I am going to play Irina as well to change my God Power. Then I am going to Dread Touch Irina to summon this very, very strong creature. And guys, I am also going to use my Divine Birth here to summon a 7-cost creature, and that's going to be quite okay, actually, the Scholar of Power. I don't think that the Atlantean decks have a lot of board clear options, so this is going to at least give us a couple of trades. Oh wow, that is very, very strong. We have a Forbidden Knowledge here, but I think I need to play Vivid Imagination. If we find a good spell here, we might actually just win the game, so let me do that. Illuminate is good enough, because we can clear one of those creatures just for 1 mana, that's really cool. And then, I guess Dimension Door also makes sense. Let me immediately play Illuminate to deal 2 damage to this, then I am trading you. And I am also throwing my Spire Chronicler down on the board. And guys, we have managed to survive the early game. This gives me some hope. Oh, my opponent is going to play Foresight Thesis to draw cards, but this actually is very good for us, because I can immediately uncover elderytch Mysteries here. Let's go to the next tier. Then I can play Forbidden Knowledge to unlock a mana lock, and also get my Leyline Flow. Let me play Dimension Door as well. Shaped Blast is going to be kind of okay. And let me also play my Onyx Nightblade from the Sanctum to clear this creature and force my opponent to find an answer to this. If they don't get their other Atlant Raptor in their hand, we're in a very good spot. But even if they do, I think we still might have a decent chance to win the game. Yes, they do. But still, we can clear that very, very easily. Let me attack my opponent directly, obviously. Let's go to the final tier of elderytch Mysteries. That's going to be so awesome. And then I can play my Cosmic Witness. Guys, that's going to be such a good turn for us to have my elderytch Sacrifice on the board. Then we can actually clear this immediately with my Tracking Bolt. But first, let me also use my God Power, I think, in this case. We don't want you right now. We have another tracking bolt, that's really cool. Let's clear you immediately. I can even clear this as well, and we still maintain the board. That's going to be the end of our turn. These are going to be some very strong Atlanteans now. Let me immediately attack here again. Oh, this is going to reset. This is something that I didn't know. So let's get the Mortal Rise. Then I can actually Dread Touch you, in all honesty. I have a plan. It might look weird, but I do have a plan. Then I am going to get Elderitch Mysteries down on the board. Then I'm going to play my legendary Elderitch Sacrifice onto this to reduce the cost of Avatar of Magic to 6. And guys, I am actually going to play that immediately because I don't really think that my opponent has a removal. And we really need to make sure that we win on the next turn because my opponent can play Project Rise immediately. Yep. Oh, but they can still clear my Avatar of Magic. No! I think we just lost the game. That was a mistake on my end. Yep, my opponent can just play Project Rise now to win the game. What did I just do? We could have won on the next turn. That was a misplay. We could have won this game, I think. Yep. We can't deal with that anymore. Wait, can we? Can I get an Elderitch Sacrifice again? Oh well. Guys, we could have won this game. That was such a big misplay from me. Let me just concede, and I hope that my mistake doesn't give you the wrong idea. We could have won this game if I played smarter. Guys, we ended up winning 4 of our 6 games today with this deck, and we could have won another one if I didn't misplay. So overall, I think that this deck archetype is definitely going to have some value. If you want to find the deck list, you can join my Discord server, and the link to that is in the description down below. Don't forget to drop a like, don't forget to make a comment, because that immediately enters you into my weekly giveaways, and I have a Discord bot that does everything else automatically. Don't forget to subscribe, because I upload Gods Unchained content every single day. Guys, this is going to be it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope you learned how the elderytch interactions work, what combos you can pull off with them. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow with a brand new deck idea. Enjoy!